Monday. A little slow out of the gate. It is Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz rolls right along. AM 930 in Jacksonville, FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee, and right here, home base, Orlando, Florida, on FM 96.9 The Game, streaming everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, also on our Twitter account at 96.9 Game On, and on our YouTube channel, 96.9 The Game. No spaces. It is time for our daily coach quote of the day, our daily source of inspiration and motivation. And today's lesson comes from somebody that you know and love. We know. The quote is this: people always talk about the will to win. He says, I hate that phrase. The question that you should be asking yourself is, what are you willing to do in order to win? Mike, do you know who said that?
The great Vince Lombardi.
Timothy Richard Tebow.
Yeah, what are you willing to do?
It's not about the will to win. It's about the willingness to do what you need to do in order to win.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to win.
Right.
But are you willing to put the work in order to get that result? That's the question.
The will to practice to win.
Yes.
Right?
The will to prepare. There's a great quote. I'm going to see if I can nail this. You don't fall to the level of your talent. You rise to the level of your preparation. Something like that. I got it backwards. Damn. All right. I'm going to have
the old one. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah. I'm going to get this one squared away. I think it's going to be tomorrow's quote.
Okay.
All right, Mike, what do you say we hit them with another round of highlights and headlines?
The now number 2 ranked Miami Hurricanes manhandled the Gators 26-7 on Saturday night to drop the Gators to 1-3 for the first time since 1986. That's nearly 40 years ago. Miami's offense ran for 183 yards, including this touchdown.
Third down and goal from the 1 yard line. Snap, turn, dip, Brown, Lynch, touchdown! Touchdown, Miami! It's a Marty party in the end zone. It's a Hurricane party in the end zone. One moment of magic for Marty Brown.
Marty Brown, a Marty party, says Joe Zagacki. The Gators offense. The only party they had was a pity party. That's what they had because their offense was pitiful. DJ Lagway and Florida's offense was more pathetic than ever. Lagway was 12 of 23 for, are you ready for it? 61 yards. The Gators were 0 of 13 on third down. Their worst showing since 1998. The Gators had 141 total yards, their fewest since 1999. In the first half, they had 32 yards and 1 first down in the first half. The Gators have had 3 offensive touchdowns in the last 3 games. The Gators actually drove down the field in the third quarter to pull within 13-7. They get an interception. They get the ball back, only trailing 13-7 despite those stats I just told you. And then their offense couldn't do anything after the interception. Here's DJ Lagway trying to pull a Tim Tebow after the game.
I'm going to start with it. I'm going to demand, greatness from everybody. We're done with the playing around stuff. It's time to get serious, and it starts with me. I gotta set the tempo. I gotta set the tone in practice and meetings around the building everywhere. So I know for a fact it's going to change because it's going to start with me. I guarantee that. I can guarantee that this is not acceptable at all. I'm not going to sit here and a lot of y'all make this seem like this is okay. This isn't okay. We got to play better football, and it starts with me.
Yeah, it does. And I've been a believer of yours for a year now, and I have stood by your side, DJ, while others have criticized you. And you're on your own, bud.
My hand is raised. Yeah. Yeah,
that was an indefensible performance, and it's on Napier not having his team ready. They just look so vanilla. Their offense is so predictable.
Their defense is playing championship level.
Absolutely, it is. They can't run the football. DJ Lagway can't hit open receivers. It's on everybody. This isn't outside of the defense. This is an all-out failure from the people that were supposed to make this program turn the corner this year. Whatever your expectations were, even if they were low, this team is worse than the lowest expectations that anybody had for them coming into the season.
1-3 bye week. Texas coming up in 2 weeks at the Swamp. UCF didn't just beat North Carolina 34-9, but Scott Frost badly outcoached the genius himself, Bill Belichick. I got to tell you, UCF's defensively and offensively, UCF was just much more prepared than North Carolina was. Give me a UCF highlight, buddy.
13. And keeper Jackson to the 10-5. Taven J touchdown. Everybody full. And Taven Jackson scores from 14 yards out and a 6-0 night lead.
Two touchdowns in the first half. Taven Jackson takes a handoff. There's nobody there as he runs 13 yards. And then at the end of the half, I don't remember who the receiver was, but there wasn't anybody within 15 yards of me. Scott Frost out-schemed Belichick. He did.
I think that is part of it. I think UNC, that's one of the worst football teams I've ever watched. They have no talent anywhere. There's not a single player that I saw wearing blue out on that field that impressed me. Their running backs go down with the slightest bit of contact. Gio Lopez has to be the worst starting quarterback in college football. The team has no talent whatsoever. UCF out-talented them and out-schemed them. That is part of it. But UCF ran away with that game because they have dudes, and UNC has none of them.
Here's Scott Frost talking about, was it special to beat Belichick?
Yeah, I think it does to me personally, and that's no knock on him. That's respect to him for everything he's accomplished. But, you know, he was my position coach and coordinator for 2 years, my first 2 years in the NFL. You know, I know how smart he is and how good a coach he is. You know, this isn't all on him. When you take over a new program in college right now, I did it too. It just takes a while to get the team together, and I feel like we got a little head start on it, getting here a little earlier and maybe getting involved in the portal earlier. It means a lot to me.
God bless Scott Frost for trying to give Bill Belichick some bail there. I mean, he didn't get a head start. I think they were hired within a week of each other. And North Carolina had more NIL money, more buzz around the program. North Carolina fans have to be beside themselves right now saying we made a mistake, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do with this Bill Belichick thing because I have so much respect for him and what he's accomplished in his career. But in college football, the scheme is important. Finding the right dudes to fill your roster with is more important. And there's nothing that Bill Belichick has been worse at in his career than finding good players. He's good at scheming up good players. He's never been a good general manager, and that's one of the main jobs of a head coach. And they have no talent. So they had no talent when he was picking out the groceries in New England, and they have no talent now with an NIL budget at UNC. I guess we shouldn't be surprised.
Right. The wheels on the Gus bus keep going round and round and round. FSU's offense, coordinated by Gus Malzahn, ran for 498 yards, 498 rushing yards on Saturday in a 66-10 rout of Kent State. Prodigy, give me a highlight.
Helmet high snap. Hand off to Sawchuck. End around. Right to left. Up the near side. Here is Dancy. Breaks the tackle. Mackay. Good night. Dancy. Drop. In there. Mackay. Speed kills. 64-yard score. Touchdown, Florida State. Touchdown. FSU.
FSU had 8 rushing touchdowns. You know that's the number 1 offense in all of college football now, right?
I mean, it's got to be Florida State.
Florida State. What did I say?
They all over Alabama, and then they've played 2 teams that they should never be on a field with.
I'm just saying, I feel pretty good about my prediction that FSU would go from the worst offense in Power 4 to, I think I said top 20. Maybe I need to up it to top 10 now. Maybe top 5. Okay.
Can they play a second real football team before we go victory lapping this?
Hey, they have Virginia coming up.
That's a real team. This Friday night. That's a real challenge.
So, Those are your headlines and highlights. College edition.
Up next, feels like Billy Napier is running out of time in Gainesville. We'll check in with Edgar Thompson from the Orlando Sentinel. See just how much sand is left in the hourglass right after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Football season has been hot. These college and NFL games have just been tremendous. And the place to get in on all of the action is Florida's only legal sportsbook, Hard Rock Bet. Sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. Now that is a dub. Looking for an edge on your next bet? Find crazy stats and trends over on the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. You can find the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and all of that. Monday Night Football, Ravens, Lions. This is going to be a very proppy night ahead. I like Jameer Gibbs over 3.5 receptions, and this number makes no sense. Mark Andrews under 34.5 receiving yards. He hasn't gone past 7 yet this year. The app is safe, it's slick, it's reliable, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT.
Orlando, are you ready to rock it? My favorite beach getaway, Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach, is calling your name. Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. You'll find modern luxury, legendary Hard Rock vibes in that endless Florida sunshine. Even in the middle of winter, lounge by the oceanfront pool, grab a bite at their world-famous restaurant, or unwind at the spa. And when the sun sets, enjoy live music under the stars at their beachside band shell. For reservations, go to hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and you don't know what to do.
Or if you've been the victim of a medical mistake, we've got you.
We've got what it takes
to
prove a case that the insurance companies can't ignore.
With decades of experience and a track record of winning for our clients.
Farah and Farah, Orlando.
Call quickly.
Right.
Tired of cookie cutter barbershops and sterile salons? Yeah, me too. At Hammer and Nails Grooming for Guys, they believe today's extraordinary man deserves more than just a haircut. Picture this: premium grooming services in a space that's actually built for men. No pedicure fumes, no take a number chaos, just expert care, craft cocktails, large TV screens. You can watch all the games, and personalized headphones, an atmosphere where you can actually unwind. Because when it comes to men's grooming, they don't cut corners. They redefine the whole experience. Hammer and Nails. Come as you are, leave as you want to be.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news. Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One and a member FDIC.
Let's talk about Pizza Bruno. This place is top nuts. I mean, nuts. Sorry, I can't get the garlic knots out of my head. You want meatballs, you want salads, you want fresh ingredients in every single mouth-watering bite. Pizza Bruno is your spot. Try my personal favorite, spicy Stetson, crunchy pepperoni, dollops of ricotta cheese, and hot honey. It is so good. 3 locations in Central Florida, Edgewater, Maitland, and on Curry Ford Road. Visit pizzabruno.com and work up an appetite.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's at hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of people who provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000.
When are we using highlights again?
Call them the Clay and Buck Center.
Are we?
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, SEC.
I'm just asking. I have 3 different places that's full of highlights, so I just want to plan it out.
Did you know that every diamond?
We don't really have the play-by-play highlights
billion
again.
years old? That's before dinosaurs, even before some of the stars in the sky. These elusive stones were originally formed miles beneath the Earth's surface, each one born in a volcanic explosion, yet kept hidden for generations. It's a fact that for every 1-carat diamond at International Diamond Center, trained miners blasted through over 200 tons of rock, and skilled experts sifted through the sought-after rough diamonds. Then, expert miners spend untold hours shaping and polishing each stone, unlocking its beauty and fire and brilliance. From the hands of the craftsman direct to you, these magical stones are your piece of eternity. Precious, rare, unique, indestructible, and treasured all over the world. Oh, and the unbeatable prices at International Diamond Center? They're just a bonus. International Diamond Center. Uncompromising quality, unimaginable value. Altamont Springs Mall at Millennia and Waterford Lakes.
Behold, the Colonel's giant KFC chicken sandwich, a towering, extra crispy monument to flavor. Such a huge amount of juicy, hand-breaded KFC chicken at a pretty tiny $3.99 price. For the Colonel's KFC chicken sandwich. I mean, $3.99 isn't even worthy of the same epic soundtrack as the KFC chicken sandwich for only $3.99. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken.
Prices and participation vary while supplies last. Time tips and fees extra.
All right, gentlemen. This is Emmett Smith on behalf of the Pen, and I've got the perfect play. Run straight to your doctor's office for a life-changing catch. Because when prostate cancer is caught early, it's up to 99% treatable. And one blood test might be all it takes. And now through November, the Pen is donating to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for select purchases. Talk about a great play.
From September 1st to November 30th, Depend is donating 25 cents to the Prostate Cancer Foundation for Depend Shields Guards Real Fit products purchased in the U.S. up to a maximum of $300,000. Or Mississippi.
You took the first step in quit smoking, but even smokers will be at risk of lung cancer. That's why Safe by the Scan wants you to know new glucose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit safebythescan.org quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on a reliable 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
Felt like you missed something this morning?
It's becoming a disgusting habit at this point.
You did. You can listen while you get ready in the morning.
Wake up with us.
Just tell Alexa to play 96.9 The Game. Let's hit the local beat and see what's happening with the teams that call the state of Florida home. Sending you back to the studio. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I'm going to start with, I'm going to demand, greatest for everybody. We're done with the plan. It's time to get serious, and it starts with me. I gotta set the tempo. I gotta set the tone in practice, in meetings, around the building, everywhere. So I know for a fact it's going to change because it's going to start with me.
That is Florida Gators quarterback DJ Lagway after a pathetic offensive performance against Miami. The Gators had 141 total yards, 0 for 13 on third down. I think DJ Lagway had, 61 yards passing, if I recall. Let's talk to a man who was down in South Florida for that Gator debacle on Saturday. Edgar Thompson, my colleague at the Orlando Sentinel. Check out all of his Gators coverage and his podcast at OrlandoSentinel.com. Edgar, was that DJ Lagway's Tim Tebow moment?
I don't think he's got quite the team or the coach around him for it to materialize as it did for Tim Tebow to win a national title. I actually wrote that he did this in the city where Joe Namath predicted victory for the Jets too. So I think I think both of those are a little out of range for this Gators team. They'll be happy to win 3 or 4 games at this point. If I were to set a 3.5 over under right now, and I'm saying give them the LIU win, I don't know that I'd take the over.
Wow.
I mean, it's rough. It's rough. It's brutal. It's like I joked last week on our podcast. I said I'm like the 6-year-old who has a cherry Kool-Aid stain on the top of his lip. I mean, I chugged the Kool-Aid. These off seasons are way too long. You start to believe like what these guys are selling, and we believed it, and it has been turned out to be just a lot of empty promises, man.
Edgar, you know what's sad, Edgar? They actually they were in that game. It's 13-7. They get an interception, and then, as you wrote, their offense just I don't remember exactly, but they just went back to petering out. It was terrible.
I think I said sputtering. So here's the crazy thing. So I think they were on the 30. I don't have the book in front of me. Oh yeah, Miami doesn't print game books. First off, Miami's the worst game day experience. If anybody listening to this, hey, your media department's not good. They parked us a mile away. I didn't have a seat for the game. The internet worked really well, but then at the end, you're like, okay, hey, where are the game books? Oh, we don't do those. They don't print game books. I mean, what are you supposed to do? So it was ridiculous. So I think they were on the 30. And I'd kick the field goal. You got a great field goal kicker. Forget his first game. The guy's a great kicker. He's elite. Trace Mack. He hits that 13-10. Billy, after the game, I asked him, did you consider it? And his quote was, I got it right here. It was a touchdown game at that point. Even if you get to 3, still a touchdown game, right? Wrong. It was 13-7. It makes it 13-10. That encapsulates the Billy Napier era.
Edgar, if you're going to go for it, Edgar, if you're going to go for it, don't throw a 2-yard pass on 4th and 3. How about that?
Okay, but how about kick the field goal and then maybe get another turnover against offense that's struggling itself?
I had no problem with him going for it. I had a problem with throwing a 2-yard pass.
Do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with the coach not realizing that game would have cut it to less than a touchdown?
Yeah,
I do.
I guess. I mean, there's so many other problems.
No, Bill. Hey, Mike. That Billy Napier cannot, after a game, even remember what was even going on at that point of the game. It's just he doesn't know. The operation is a mess. The play calling's horrible. DJ Lagway has regressed. He's got Eugene Wilson every time running reverses. I mean, he got hit by like a 280-pound defensive end on the sideline at the end of one of those. I mean, it's like, it's just egregious what's going on out there. I don't know what happened. How did this happen that Billy Napier clearly has done things in his career to get to this point? Clearly. He coached some good football at one point.
You're right.
What happened?
It's a great question. Edgar Thompson, this is what we're trying to get to the bottom of. Edgar Thompson, Gator beat writer, on with us here as we wrap up another horrible weekend for the Florida Gators. Here's my question then. There's a lot to criticize Billy Napier about. And maybe the answer to this is nothing. What is Billy Napier good at this stage in the game? Does he have a defining quality?
Well, he's very good at building a roster, it appears. I think it's a fairly strong roster, though the lines aren't nearly as good as we thought. Kind of another bill of goods there, though Caleb Banks being injured has been a huge deal, but still, and that's a high draft pick potentially that you're lost there. But they haven't been good on the lines, which we thought they were actually going to be elite on the offensive line and quite improved, if not very good, on the defensive line. So I don't know. But he has put together, there's a pretty good collection of talent here. He has an eye for that. He obviously gets the team playing with effort. They played with effort the other night. I'll give them credit on the third quarter drive to open up. They come out and they just played smash mouth. You could have gone back in time on that drive. That was like old school smash mouth football and scored a touchdown. and you think they got something going maybe. Miami clearly adjusted on the next series, and they weren't able to do that again. But they're a fairly resilient team. But I don't think there's any resilience or buy-in or whatever that can save them at this point. I mean, there just isn't. It's 1-3. The schedule doesn't let up, and the football is just getting worse. And DJ Lagway's lost. He's lost his confidence. He doesn't see the field. He doesn't trust anything he's seeing. And he really didn't even go down the field with the football the other day. ESPN had a stat, 7 of his 12 completions were behind the line of scrimmage.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I believe that. What's the reaction been from the fan base? Obviously, there's a lot of negativity out there, but I mean more so from the financial side of it, the financial drain that comes with being bad, threatening boosters. From that side of it, have you heard a lot of noise from the money makers, those that actually impact what the Gators want to do financially?
I mean, no, but they're, livid. Who wants to invest in this? It's like they have, I was talking to Mike about this. If you really think about the total investment in Billy Napier over 4 years, let's say the football budget averages $90 million, right? That's $360. Let's say you've spent $50 on NIL, right, over the course of 4 years, which is probably about right. You're up to, what is that, $410? Then you throw the Heavener on top of that at $87 million. You're up to $500 million you've already put in the football under Billy Napier. And there's other costs I'm sure I'm missing. So who wouldn't be angry? I mean, you just bought the biggest loser stock in the market. I mean, that's 20 wins you got for $500 million. So and 4 of those are against FCS teams, and you've only beaten your rivals, which we'll count 5 rivals: LSU, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida State, and Miami. They've won 3 of those games. So out of 15 of them. So it's not good on any front. You're 0-12 against ranked teams away from the swamp. It's just not good. And this is nothing personal against Billy. It sucks because he's a very nice guy. He's respectful. He's a gentleman to the nth degree. I think the players like him, but it just hasn't worked out. He clearly wasn't ready for this job. And his level is probably a Sun Belt level or that, mid-tier level coach where you are playing, if you have better talent, which he did at Louisiana, you're playing programs that are often recycling coaches because the good ones get taken quickly. You can win football games, but you can't do that at the SEC level.
Edgar Thompson, nobody covers the Gators better. Check him out at OrlandoSentinel.com. Edgar, we appreciate it. I'm going to get on the horn of Miami now and tell them they need game books.
What are we doing? Florida's really a green state. Keep it real. All right, see you, man.
Edgar's not happy about the media operation.
He's talking about the printout that you get, the physical box score.
The box score, yeah, they have the play-by-play, and they don't have a seat for writers at the press box. Good Lord,
disrespectful. Yeah, don't like that. Up next, your time to shine. Your text, your talkbacks. I know some of you are angry out there. You got every reason to be. Enter the rage.
Oh yes.
On the iHeartRadio Talkback. We're back with that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, here's the good news. Mortgage rates are sliding faster than the Gators are. They're down near 6% now. 6% ain't been that in over a year. And guess what? Inventory is rising, and the Nickley Group is helping home buyers save an average of $24,000. Yeah, you heard me right. We're negotiating rate buy-down, seller concessions, and in some cases, instant equity. And when you buy through the Nickley Group, you're not just getting a house, you're getting a team, 3 moving trucks, free home warranty, access to off-market listings, and even a love it or leave it guarantee. If you don't love your home, they will relist it for free. How good is that? Download their free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com. It's packed with info to help you move smart. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I lean on Kevin Krager. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, and cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart is Kevin's background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. Foundations to roof lines. He's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way. And it doesn't stop when you sign on the dotted line. Even after closing, Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his clients. I've seen firsthand how Kevin Krager works, how responsive and honest he is. The bottom line is he gets results. Whether you're upgrading, downsizing, or making that first big move, he's going to guide you every step of the way. Call Kevin Krager today. Your future home will thank you.
Traffic's using the shoulder to get by on State Road 429 southbound at Seidel Road. Although traffic is getting by, you might be hanging out there for a while. On I-4, your typical delays are piling up. On I-95 northbound at Old Dixie Highway, there's a crash blocking 2 right lanes. Move over and slow down if you see police activity or emergency crews on the roadways this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The slow-roasted cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared queso de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
When you've been in a crash and your mind's racing.
When you've fallen in a store and are blaming yourself.
When you've been hurt at work and don't know what to do. You know who to call. Farah and Farah.
Man, what do you have, 3 touchdowns?
Behind the game for your Embers Hoodie Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Luxury cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation await at your nearest Corona Cigar. Dr. Phillips, downtown Heathrow, or online at coronacigar.com.
QVC, shopping that surprises and delights. And QVC has offer. It's today's special value. Stock up on essentials for the fall season with logo by Lori Goldstein. Today's special value is a set of 2 knit tops for $94.98 plus shipping. A QVC iHeartRadio exclusive offer. Today's special value. Shop now at QVC.com/TSV.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save, but in times like what if turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees based on claims paying ability. Issued insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event. The Harlem Globetrotters become part of a legacy that never stops. Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys.
What's the library here?
Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year, but it's more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers.
Did you see her at the game?
Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSoar citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. all day on Mondays. They even have wines, seltzers, cider, something for everybody.
She was in the box.
Friendly staff.
I saw her up there in the
Hourglass
box.
watering hole for the entire Orlando community. They have a location right near downtown Orlando as well, on top of the one right
I
around
don't
the
wanna
corner
be
from me
anywhere
in
where Belichick-
Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. So next time you need to unwind, skip the ordinary and raise a glass to the extraordinary. Raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
This is the beat of sports.
Florida knew they had to ride the momentum of the season-ending success they had to better themselves in the portal like everybody else. Take
If
advantage
I were to
of the
take her out, Belichick, he'd call me up and go,
players to make this football team
rough
better.
year,
That's
right?
the game, and the teams we're
How do you
competing
like
with are
that?
doing it. You need your money, and what better time to do that than not 4-8 that UCF did, but despite the feelings about Napier, you feel a bit better, don't
Not
you?
so
That was a
bad
fun
once
event
you
in
get
Vancouver,
that
right? So
used.
we're good. Hey, they're telling us we're going to be preseason top 25 next year. We got Lackley coming back, Heisman favorite. We got momentum. Hey, let's get some cash. Let's want to get better, get some better players. And you had to sell it that he was what? That's a fact.
Beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando sports leader. Number 1 on your car radio preset and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. WYGM Orlando, WJRR, HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Free never sounded so good. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Kick off your Mondays the right way. They don't have to be boring. Start your week at Wing House with $1 wings bursting with flavor, $3 margaritas that hit just right. Whether you're easing into the work week, catching up with friends, Wing House, perfect combo to make your Monday your favorite new day. Great food, cold drinks, unbeatable value, all served with that Wing House charm. 3 Central Florida locations. Wing House, good food, beautifully served. We have a couple of times that have been announced for upcoming college football games. UCF Kansas, which is going to be 2 weeks away. UCF plays Kansas State on the road. They start conference play this weekend, and then the following weekend, back at home against the Kansas Jayhawks. That'll be a primetime game, 7:30 on Saturday night. And FSU Miami is now set for under the lights, 7:30 p.m. October 4th. That is going to be one of the games of the year.
I hate night games. I like day games. I have to write about them. I like day games.
Well,
but if you're gonna watch it,
the different lives that we lead.
Right.
I've now realized, Mike, given the cadence of my weekends and my life of having a family, and still, even though it's football season, and my wife is so understanding of my busy schedule and the things that I need to lock in on and want to lock in on. There's one portion in my weekend where I feel like I have to submit a little bit to the family over my own entertainment, and that's the 3:30 window in college football. It's not that I'll never be there on the couch watching whatever the 3:30 game is, but if there's anything else to do, I basically just have to. This is all just family strategery on my part. I can't let Saturday 3:30 also dictate my weekend, because every other part of my weekend is booked up with football.
Right.
So that's the one. I don't want to see the big games at 3:30. I like them later on in the night.
I like a good noon kickoff like UCF this week.
I like a good noon kickoff. Yeah, I can tell my kid to go take a nap, watch football uninterrupted for a couple of hours.
Somebody just said, can we acknowledge that UM and LSU are overrated? UF is junk, and they hung in there with UM. Stop it.
That defense is really good. It's just the offense that's bad.
And the defense did a really good job against LSU and Miami. If Florida had any semblance of offense,
yeah,
they'd be undefeated right now.
I don't know that they were. I mean, Miami did run for almost 200 yards. Miami's offensive and defensive lines are pretty damn good. Really good.
Well, they would at least be down to the wire,
Right.
if nothing else.
Right.
Text in right now your shot at our first prize of the day. We do have UCF Kansas tickets they'll be giving away. You got to enter the Rage Cage for those. We want your iHeartRadio talkbacks. But if you want Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets, they're coming to the Kia Center on December 13th. We have your shot right now. Text the word stand up to 50857. We are back in 60 seconds right after this very short Fox Sports update. Back with Florida Gator Talk. What do we do next? 60 seconds away.
Someone's telling you you're not saying real English words on the text line, DJ.
I'm doing Eustace here. Is that right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game on. Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Those TSO tickets are hot, Mike.
They are hot.
Text line is lit up.
I was like, I'd rather have those than the UCF Kansas tickets. I'm sorry.
UCF's undefeated. What are you doing?
Sorry. I'd rather go see TSO. I've never seen them.
Oh, we can get you
I
tickets.
get to see UCF all the time.
A UCF game for you is work. I don't think you're writing about Trans-Siberian Orchestra, though I would read the column. Broadcasting live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Read a couple of more texts before we get back to our plans. Somebody said, FYI, Kravitz, strategery is not a word. That's from Notepad Rick. I know.
You meant to say strategy.
Oh, I meant to say strategery.
Mm.
Sometimes you got to make up your own
Yeah,
words.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
I just felt like it fit where I was going better. Somebody said, can we acknowledge? Oh, you already read that one. No, I will not acknowledge that. UM did beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a pretty damn good football team. I think LSU might be a little bit overrated. I do not think Miami is overrated. So let's take a look. The records this week for us. I went 3-3 in our Yingling six-pack. You went 2-4. Overall record now, we are dead even.
Yeah.
We're both 10-14 on the season. So we both have some work to do there. And my Stone Cold Locks went 2-2. So I don't think I've had an above. In fact, I know I have not had an above 500 locks week yet. So I got to turn things around. I had the Titans +4 against the Indianapolis Colts. My God, did the Titans suck? That is a bad football team. And I had the Gators. I'll tell you this: the Gators, they're in jail for me. I will not have the Gators on my locks list again. Did have the Bears. They blew the Cowboys out, and Jalen Warren was a monster.
Well, I had my free money, free stuff. I had North Carolina to cover. Yeah,
that was a flop.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah.
Edgar on the Gators. He's taking this personally, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, because I appreciate what he brought up in his anger and frustration about it. That it's the buy-in. It's the buy-in from the fans, from the media that covers them every day. And media members are supposed to be somewhat cynical by nature. And still, the offseason does such a good job of just making you feel like everything's good. Everything has changed. Everything is positive, and even he bought in, and he's a pretty cynical person.
Okay, but who would have thought that DJ Lagway would go from supposedly the second coming of Tim Tebow to the second coming of
he looks like
John Brantley or something? I'm trying to think of a Gator quarterback who was average.
Well, think back to last year. What we are seeing with DJ Lagway reminds me so much of DJ Uyunglele.
Right.
This guy.
I call him DJ Uyunglele.
Right. Or I saw this one online. DJ Lagovailoa. Yeah, that's what's happening. It's like these highly touted quarterbacks. Remember DJU? I think he was a 5-star. He was supposed to be the next Deshaun Watson with Clemson. It didn't quite work out. He wasn't awful, but he didn't live up to the hype. And he goes to Oregon State, and he's pretty good again. When he goes to Florida State, FSU fans were like, "Who needs Jordan Travis? We got this guy. He's going to be better." And he was awful. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. And now DJ Lagway, it's the exact same thing without all the transfers all around the country. DJ Lagway went from this highly touted prospect that was going to save the program. He can't hit the basic intermediate throws that you have to hit as a quarterback.
And I don't know if he's healthy or not, but they're not even trying to throw. I think opposing defenses, because he had such success throwing the long ball last year, have just taken that away and said he can't hit that.
He has no touch.
He has no touch. He was imprecise last year. He only completed 58% of his passes last year. So it wasn't like he was Mr. Accuracy last year. He just hit a lot of long balls last year. And I mentioned, the second coming of Tim Tebow. I really do think that he grew up a Tebow fan, DJ Lagway. I think his post-game speech on Saturday was his attempt to try to be like Tim Tebow. Can we play this side by side? Can we play the Tim Tebow promise speech, first of all?
And I just want to say one thing to the fans and everybody in Gator Nation. I'm sorry. Extremely sorry. We were hoping for an undefeated season. That was my goal. Something Florida's never done here. But I promise you one thing. A lot of good will come out of this. You have never seen any player in the entire country play as hard as I will play the rest of the season. And you never see someone push the rest of the team as hard as I will push everybody the rest of the season. And you never see a team play harder than we will the rest of this season. God bless.
God bless you, Timothy Richard Tebow. So that was after they lost to Ole Miss in his junior season, and they went on to win the national title after that legendary speech. And here's DJ Lagway after losing to Miami.
I'm going to start with it. I'm going to demand, greatness from everybody. We're done with the playing around stuff. It's time to get serious, and it starts with me. I gotta set the tempo. I gotta set the tone in practice and meetings around the building everywhere. So I know for a fact it's going to change because it's going to start with me.
Yeah, it didn't hit the
It doesn't, because again, Tebow had a track record. He won the Heisman the year before. They've had success. DJ Lagway just sounds like, hey, I need to say something here because I've been so bad. I need to say something here, right?
I mean, that's exactly it. Because it's not like the Gators back when Tebow was playing set a standard that was so high that when they would slip up a little bit, it felt like, that was uncommon for them. This is now common. So for the Florida Gators to play like this, the way that they played on Saturday is not an odd thing. This has now become the norm. And you had an entire offseason and several weeks leading up to that Miami game to do all the things that you just mentioned. The reason you believed Tim Tebow is because they had already set the standard, and that when he said it, he meant it.
And as Edgar pointed out, he had Urban Meyer, not Billy Napier.
That doesn't hurt.
He had one of the greatest coaches of all time coaching him, and Billy Napier. I was wrong about him.
a lot of people were wrong about Billy Napier, none more than Scott Strickland, who hired him. But I thought Billy Napier was a good hire and would be a really good coach at Florida. And boom, he's terrible.
Scott Strickland should send Todd Golden a Rolex.
A Rolex? He should send him a whole jewelry IDC store full of Rolex.
Because I only have my job because of you. If it wasn't for a national championship winning men's basketball team, Scott Strickland would be gone for hiring and paying Billy Napier all the money that he paid him. So Billy Napier is now owed $21 million. I think we have now reached the point where it is financially, it always becomes a math equation with these buyouts. Is it now more financially detrimental to the Florida Gators to keep him than to just get rid of him? And I'm thinking it's more financially irresponsible of them to keep Billy Napier, even for another week. They have an open date here this coming weekend. I'd be surprised if by tomorrow we're not talking about.
Nah. Yeah, again, it's the whole portal. It's the whole portal thing. The portal, you want to wait till, what is it, the 5th game of the season, and that way the portal will, what is it? Because when you fire a coach, the players can transfer immediately, all right? So you want to wait until like the 5th game of the season so their red shirts are it's something to do with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the only reason. Otherwise, why would you? And again, what good does it do to fire him? That's my thing. What good does it do? What good does it do to fire the coach?
This is toxic at this point.
Okay, but if they're going to put an interim coach in there and it becomes what?
Well, at least maybe you spark something. You could be competitive in these games that mean a lot to you. If you go in with the interim rah-rah coach against Texas, maybe you win. You're not winning with Billy Napier.
Hey, that's what we thought last year. It's what we thought last year when they were terrible at the beginning of the season.
I was not of the belief that he should be fired last year. I think this is the end of the rope. Up next, the highs and the lows of UCF's weekend. We'll get to that after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Honest, trustworthy, out for your best interest. These are things not often said about roofing companies, but do yourself a favor. Spend a moment researching Eustace Roofing. You'll find that those thoughts and reviews are said exactly like that all over the place, because Eustace Roofing has been servicing the Central Florida community for the past 60 years. You don't make it that far unless you are honest and credible and you're really good at what you do. And this Halloween, Eustace Roofing has a scary good deal. The spectacular savings event. $1,500 off of your roof replacements. Whether it's a quick repair, storm damage, or a full replacement, Eustace Roofing can help. The real roofers, real craftsmen, real professionals, real experts. Visit eustaceroofing.com.
Okay, fellas, let's be real. If your wife or girlfriend isn't herself lately, if she's tired, cranky, no interest in sex, it's not her fault. And if you're walking around foggy, low energy, low sex drive, it's not just you getting old. That's why I want you to call Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness. This is what couples go when they want to feel alive again. This isn't one of those cookie cutter clinics you see at the strip malls where they give you a testosterone shot in the butt and send you on your way. The difference is Dr. John Carrazella. He's an internationally acclaimed, Yale-trained doctor who gave up a successful career as an orthopedic surgeon to focus on hormone health. He's helped thousands of couples get their mojo back to feel sharp, sexy, and actually excited to be around each other again. And fellas, trust me, when she starts feeling better, everything changes for both of you. So stop toughing it out and start living again and do it together. Go to hormonesandwellness.com. That's hormonesandwellness.com for all the information. It's a gift that will truly last a lifetime.
There's an overturned vehicle getting cleared up on State Road 429 southbound before Seidel Road. The slowdowns on State Road 429 southbound has caused another accident at New Independence Parkway. The right lane's blocked there as well. An accident on US 192 eastbound at Cross Prairie Parkway is causing a bit of commotion. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Prime Big Deal Days. Prime Big Deal Days are happening on October 7th and 8th with savings up to 40% off. This is your chance to grab that item you've been thinking about. It's Prime Big Deal Days, coming soon, October 7th and 8th.
QVC, shopping that surprises and delights. And QVC has partnered with iHeartRadio for this exclusive offer. It's today's special value. Stock up on essentials for the fall season with Logo Principles by Lori Goldstein. Today's special value is a set of 2 knit tops for $94.98 plus shipping. A QVC iHeartRadio exclusive offer. Today's special value. Shop now at QVC.com/TSV.
I've had so many good experiences lately at Hammer and Nails. I'm not just an endorser. I am a customer as well. I signed up for their monthly service, and I'm never looking back because today's extraordinary man deserves a grooming experience. A number haircut farm and a pedicure station that reeks acrylic fumes. That's not for you. It's time to care about men's grooming in the best way possible and get a good on top of it. Where rugged meets refined, touch of class, grooming expertise with a masculine touch. I always say, good, feel good, play good at Hammer and Nails.
It's time for the pro to get everything for the entire job all
No, I didn't
in
know
one
that.
place.
I didn't know
They
that either.
accessed over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
People today want quality. They want something that's going to last.
International Diamond Center owner Keith LeClaire talking about the difference between a handcrafted designer ring and the overseas knockoffs you see at most jewelry stores.
When you come here, you don't have to settle for a cookie cutter ring that's being made by the masses.
It's true. IDC has been chosen by the top bridal designers to be their only authorized retailer here. Names like Corey, Aragio, Simon G, Jaffe, Henry Dawsey, and dozens more. American-made rings of the highest quality and lasting value.
We're able to offer brands that other jewelers tried to get over and over and over again. These brands are known, respected, they deliver a quality product for a fair valued price.
So you don't have to compromise. At IDC, you will always be guaranteed a real natural diamond showcased in a handcrafted ring with exceptional craftsmanship. It's all part of the experience.
People here trust us because we are the real deal.
International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Millennium Mall, and Waterford.
Just because an injury doesn't show up on an x-ray doesn't mean it isn't real. We know doctors that specialize in whiplash, sprains, strains, and tears. They can help us prove your pain is real and fight for your future medical needs. Farrah and Farrah.
Orlando.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing. Oh, hey.
What does that mean?
Boy, that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects. Ooh, does it work? It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Live from the FM 96.9
The guy who would have been the interim just got
doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Not de-escalating the fight. That was his associate.
He's got a lane. Herbert right sideline to the
Plus,
45 to the 50.
You really want your players just checking out? At least if you have a coach who seems
bring you the action live.
Justin Jefferson.
Plus, fantasy advice and expert analysis with the official NFL Podcast Network.
Everything you love about football is on the iHeartRadio app.
It's knocked away. Picked off.
Just search NFL to dive in.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I still can't wrap my head around the ranking, going from unranked and really thought of as a non-factor this year in college football, beating an 8th-ranked Alabama team. That's preseason ranked, so that's not even a fully legitimized ranking of they have this impressive resume, and that's what got them to this point. Ranked 8th, they win that game, and they have zoomed all the way up to number 10. The overall ranking of where Florida State is, based on the limited knowledge we have of what this team can actually be this year, doesn't completely line up. And it has people like Paul Feinbaum and yourself buying all the way back in, and Florida State fans out there. And I just fear that people are getting their hopes up for something that isn't actually there.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeartRadio app. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Welcome back to the show. A reminder for you out there, if you want to come and hang with us this Friday night at Hourglass Brewing, the district location near downtown Orlando. We're doing our show live from there on Friday, and then Game On Happy Hour right when we go off the air. We'll have beers with our listeners, so come and hang. That's Hourglass Brewing district location Friday at 6 p.m. sharp. A couple of things, Mike, before we get to our UCF topic. I'm looking at the 0-3 teams in the NFL right now. Texans, Giants, Dolphins, Jets, Saints, and Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And for some of these teams, I feel bad that you start to wrap your head around the idea that, okay, we're not going to be that good. Maybe we go into the tank, sell some pieces off, and you do that in the hopes that you can then land the number 1 overall pick and go get your new quarterback.
Right.
Who the hell is that? There's not a guy that separated himself in college football. He expected it to be Arch Manning, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Also,
sellers.
We just haven't really seen. Isn't he hurt right now?
He is hurt right now.
He's gonna have to put together a special season to zoom up the board like that. Garrett Nussmeier, not worth thinking over. Also, Fred Van Vliet, add him to the list. He's not a football player, but he tore his ACL today.
Oh.
Yeah, so the Rockets just lost their point guard. A lot of injuries in the NFL. CeeDee Lamb, he's out 3 to 4 weeks. Nick Bosa's done for the year. James Conner done for the year. Bad ankle injury. Najee Harris, Achilles. It was a big injury weekend. It was a tone-setting weekend for UCF, 34-9 over the hoodie, or the shadow of Bill Belichick. But it's not really him.
I actually felt sad for Bill Belichick. I was on the field and I walked off the field as Belichick's trudging, through the tunnel. He just looked old and beaten, and the UCF fans obviously just yelling at him, making fun of him as he's walking through the tunnel. And I'm thinking to myself, why is he even here? Why is he even at a college program trying to rebuild it? Why didn't he just retire?
I don't really. It's like he was trying to prove something to himself or to other people. He should have just taken a better job. Gone somewhere that's already loaded. Go somewhere where the cupboard is full.
Yeah, but
rather than trying to rebuild?
Where would that be?
Well, and then if that's not available, just don't put yourself in this position. It's hard not to have his legacy impacted and watching it go down this way. Gio Lopez might be the worst starting quarterback in the country. But you were there. I felt like the swag was back. I heard the crowd was awesome. Sources said that it was the best crowd since Colorado.
It was a great atmosphere, a great win for UCF. Again, North Carolina doesn't seem to be very good, but Scott Frost, I asked Scott Frost after the game, does it mean more to beat Belichick? And he said, yeah, it means more because, I used to play for him in the NFL. I know how smart he is. I know how intelligent he is. And then Scott Frost essentially tried to say, listen, we got a little bit of a head start on North Carolina, so this isn't all on Belichick. And I went back and looked after the game. I'm writing my column, and I go, when was Scott Frost hired? Scott Frost was hired at essentially the same time as Belichick. They were hired within a few days of each other in December. So it's not like Scott Frost got a head start. Scott Frost just, for whatever reason, whether he hit in the transfer portal or what, he has put together a better team
And again, less NIL money at UCF. North Carolina, Belichick was the story of the offseason. A lot of buzz around that program. The boosters anteed up NIL wise. And, Belichick just didn't work for him this offseason. Whereas it appears it has.
And it's not like UCF was good last year. It's not like they had all this returning talent that was so good a year ago, and Scott Frost got to take that over.
Scott Frost took over a worse program than Bill Belichick took over.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
Yeah, both of them had like 70 new players, and all you have to do is look at UCF's quarterback on Saturday, Taven Jackson. Look how he was running that offense with precision. He looked good. Every little bit of motion and pump fakes. Belichick's defense was biting on him. They had guys running free. UCF's offense had guys running free. Go look at Taven Jackson's first touchdown. Go look at the touchdown right before the half. There weren't North Carolina defenders within 10 or 15 yards of Taven Jackson on his first touchdown run. In that first touchdown pass, wasn't anybody within, as I wrote, they were the closest UNC defender was like in Mineola. That's how there was nobody close.
My theory as to why Bill Belichick took this job and wants to see this through, and I'm not that committed to this, but my thought process is around his son. That this is his son's opportunity to gain footing as a coach at the college level.
Okay.
Who else was going to hire him to be the defensive coordinator? He was the linebackers coach at Washington a year ago. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he could have found work.
So you think this was his
way of
hey, I'll go to North Carolina when I retire. He'll
get the job to you.
Yeah. Well, guess what? He might not be retired. He might be shoved out of there after a year.
I think he might shove himself out of there. But also tragic news with the passing of Sean Clark, the offensive line coach for UCF. Clark had been hospitalized on Tuesday, September 9th. He remained in stable condition throughout the week, and his death was unexpected. He passed with his wife, Jonelle, by his side. Really tough news. Heartbreaking for the family, heartbreaking for the program. It's one of those things. It can either rally you or distract you. Everybody grieves differently. You don't really know what this means for the future of the season for UCF, but I know heavy hearts over there.
Well, they certainly rallied around him on Saturday when he was still alive, obviously, and Scott Frost and players were talking about that after the game. In fact, on UCF's last drive, I think it was like a 92-yard, 18-play drive where they were just running it right up North Carolina's you-know-what. And Scott Frost said that was a tribute to the offensive line coach because that's what he would have loved.
So that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a tough story, but offensive linemen are as tough as they come, and they're going to want to do right by Sean Clark for the rest of the year. Up next, we'll hear from all the newsmakers in the sports world. Baker Mayfield talking more trash, all that good stuff. Mike Up coming your way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Football season has been hot. These college and NFL games have been tremendous, and the place to get in on all of the action is Florida's only legal sportsbook, Hard Rock Bet. Sign up today, bet $5 on any game. If it wins, you also score $150 in bonus bets. Get the party started over on Hard Rock Bet. If you're looking for an edge on your next wager, find crazy stats and trends over on the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub. It's there. You can find the hottest streaks, the latest line moves, and more. Got a good one tonight. Ravens, Lions, crop heavy kind of evening. Jahmyr Gibbs over 3.5 receptions. In on that. Mark Andrews under 34.5 receiving yards. Don't understand that number. The app is safe, slick, reliable, and updated to the second. Payouts are lightning quick as well. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? The pack your bag. Beautiful Howie in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. I especially love El Campeon, the champion.
Start with the Trevor Lawrence. Did you put those two together?
Second at the pro shop, tell them Bianchi sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of rain falls. But there's more.
Then maybe go to Liam Cohen, replay that clip about Brian Thomas.
Arena and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. Also, Mission
Then
Resort.
Baker Mayfield.
Everyone out to the Howie Artesian Market, your local destination for all things handmade and homemade on September 20th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., rain or shine.
That Raheem Morris clip.
Golf tee times, and get information on the Artesian Market at missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort, your next great escape is closer than you think.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues
other
to
Scott Frost
disinfectants
clip
to
about
pore
Belichick?
scrubbers. Also that he can help students,
In the
staff,
Mario
and teachers
Cristobal
stay
clip?
healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
And if we have time, replay that DJ Lagway, the whole clip.
There's no better place to get in on the action than Bet Online, your number one source for all things football. Bet Online has all the latest odds, breaking news, live scores, and even in-game betting, so you'll never miss a moment. From every pro to college football matchup to baseball, cage fighting, and hockey futures, Bet Online keeps you locked into the action all year long. Head to Bet Online today, because at Bet Online, the game starts here.
Hey, Florida University fans and alumni, are you ready for Seminole sports this fall? We have the perfect gift for you, the FSU Specialty License Plate. Stop by your local tax collector's office and get yours today. Proceeds fund student scholarships across the university. FSU provides a $25 rebate for first-time buyers. Find out more at mytag.fsu.edu. Support your Seminoles with the FSU Specialty License Plate. Go Noles!
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Text me about why didn't Napier kick the field goal? That was 13-7. You're at their own 30, 4th and 3. Why wouldn't you go? You're about to never get down there again.
You're the best
Right?
Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say Capital One. What's in your?
They were at the 40 when this happened.
We're at the 30-something.
Capital One and A member FDIC.
This isn't just a game, it's a once-in-a-generation event.
Even if you make it, you still have to drive.
Never stops. The Harlem Globetrotters 100-year tour. Get your tickets today at harlemglobetrotters.com.
You worked hard for your 401k, but if you left your job, your money might be sitting in the wrong hands. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and it's very possible that the 401k that you have had for years has hidden fees and limited investment choices. But if you're no longer with the company, that 401k may be at the mercy of your former employer. All of these things could be costing you thousands. Rolling over your 401k into an IRA can provide better investment options that align with your long-term goal. At Trajan Wealth, we're fiduciary advisors that are held to a higher standard with no hidden agenda and no hidden fees. Don't let your retirement dollars sit in an old plan, and don't roll it over to your new plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-213-0000, 407-213-0000.
Advisory services are offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
When it's blazing outside and your AC is acting up, folks, that's not just a minor inconvenience. That is a full-blown crisis. That's why I trust Mills Air. They don't cut corners. They don't play games. They just deliver every single time. Think of them as the MVP of keeping your home nice and cool. Whether it's routine maintenance, fast repairs, or downright emergency, Mills Air is going to keep your home comfortable and energy efficient all season long. They've been doing that for Orlando homeowners and business owners since 1992. They've been my trusted resource for years and years now. Mills Air is also a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. What does that mean for you? They offer rebates up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always rely on the family-owned and operated Mills Air. Don't wait till the fourth quarter. Call Leon and the crew today. Schedule your appointment and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159, and online at millsair.com.
You know that expression, put a little spring in your step? Well, whoever said it must have been talking about Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with Glide Step, you get a pillow-like soft landing, then an explosive takeoff. It makes walking feel effortless. So springy, it's almost like you're floating. And speaking of effortless, have you tried hands?
I just sent it to you. See if you can get that ready real quick.
No bending down.
I just emailed it to you.
Try Glide Step hands-free Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold. Fabrice.
It's a classic odor tale.
You get it?
For dinner, cleaned up with the smell and still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then, spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Fabrice.
La 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 la. Prime Big Deal Days are happening on October 7th and 8th with savings up to 40% off. This is your chance to grab that item you've been thinking about. It's Prime Big Deal Days, coming soon, October 7th and 8th.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
Catch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long on Real Radio 104.1 and the free iHeartRadio app, sponsored by First Horizon Bank.
Week 3 of the NFL season wraps tonight. It's a big one in Baltimore on Monday Night Football. The Ravens host the Lions. Bucs wideout Mike Evans, he suffered a hamstring injury yesterday in the win over the Jets. He'll undergo further testing there. Baseball, the Rays begin a 3-game set with the Orioles tomorrow night.
Put Raheem Morris last.
Ryan Pepio on the mound in that one. And over to the ice, the Lightning are set to open the preseason. That happens tonight. They'll take on Carolina.
So here's the order: Trevor Lawrence, Liam Cohen, Baker Mayfield,
the
Scott
iHeart
Frost
Sports
on the
Network.
ship,
Presented by Mercedes-Benz. Looking for an exceptional driving
and
experience?
the other Scott Frost
Find
on
it behind the
Belichick.
wheel of a Mercedes-Benz SUV.
Then Mario
Experience
Cristobal.
power, precision, and intelligence of an iconic Mercedes-Benz SUV at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer today.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810 Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810 or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeartRadio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you. Mic'd Up brought to you by Hard Rock Hotel Daytona Beach.
Not even an hour's drive from downtown Orlando. It's a perfect weekend beach getaway. Right now they have a Florida residence offer, by the way. 20% off room rates and a $50 food and beverage card when you check in. Check them out, hardrockhotels.com/Daytona Beach.
All right, let's start with my Jaguars. They beat the Houston Texans, the hated Houston Texans, and Trevor Lawrence said it felt good.
Yeah, we're not going to get bullied. You know, it's a team that that's what I feel like they want to do. And not saying that's wrong, but that's their mindset, and it's not going to happen to this team. So it was fun to be able to punch back and stand up in those moments where it's like, all right, you want to throw that punch, like we're here. It means a lot. It means a lot. I don't think it's a secret that we don't like each other. So it was a fun game for us, and to find a way to do it. Like I said, we're going to see him again. So that's all I really have to say right now, but it felt good.
We will not be bullied by the Texans, Kravitz. That was a big win for my Jaguars. I don't care that the Texans are 0-3. We will not be bullied.
Yeah, there you go. Aziz,
Bully for him.
Aziz Al-Shair was the guy that forearm checked Trevor Lawrence in the head last year. So they've got some real beef between these two organizations, and it was a hard-fought game. I think the Jags tried to hand the win to the Texans, and the Texans said, no, thank you. You can have it.
Ryan Thomas Jr., the Jaguars star receiver, has not had a good year, has dropped several passes. In fact, he dropped 3 passes yesterday, but he came up with a big, big catch on the Jaguars' game-winning drive, a 46-yarder from Trevor Lawrence. Here's Coach Liam Cohen talking about Ryan Thomas Jr. responding to the adversity.
just talked to him in the locker room and just, really proud of the way that he finished. That was a huge play and a big time moment. So, we got to get it cleaned up, but he should absolutely take confidence from that play and be able to continue to go forward.
Crabs.
Brian Thomas Jr. again, he caught that last ball, but he has looked bad this year.
Yeah. The numbers are so he had 2 third-down drops just yesterday. He has a 28% catch rate this season. Doesn't sound good.
What does that mean? 28% catch. What does that mean?
I think that is
Catchable balls?
I think that is for balls that are thrown in your direction. I'm gonna have to look up what's that relative to. Like what's a good number as far as catch rate? I don't know that off the top of my head without looking at a list. But he has 7 drops and 7 catches this year. I mean, that tells the story as well as anything else. And there is someone that seems to be getting the blame today. Shane Waldron, who is overseeing. Liam Cohen oversees the offense, but he brought in Shane Waldron to help. Shane Waldron also oversaw Seattle a couple years ago, Chicago last year, and you're seeing breakouts from the guys that he left. Jackson Smith and Jigba has been awesome. Roma Dunze has been awesome. And now Brian Thomas Jr., who was great last year, is struggling this year. So some people are blaming one of the new offensive coordinators. I don't know if there's any validity to that, but that's just what the scuttlebutt on the internet is.
All you need to know to be a receivers coach is this, all right? Catch and tuck, catch and tuck, catch and tuck. That's all you need to know.
Somebody needs to go over that with BTJ.
All right, Baker Mayfield, the Bucks come back again, beat the Jets, and we're going to talk about a sweet win. Baker Mayfield had a little vengeance yesterday. Listen.
I loved it, and it's also their D coordinator was the one that cut me in Carolina, so it was a lot of stuff was personal today. Son Reddick, former Jet, a lot of people. Thanks, guys.
Was it for you?
I loved it, and it's also
there we go. Yeah, he was asked about was it special for Todd Bowles because of course Todd Bowles used to be the head coach of the Jets, and he goes, it was special for me too. Because who was the head coach?
Steve Wilks.
Yeah, Steve Wilks is the defensive coordinator of the Jets. He's the guy who cut Baker Mayfield in Carolina. Never forget.
That's it. That's the it's the old Michael Jordan meme from The Last Dance, and I took that personally. all the greats in sports know how to just constantly keep that chip on their shoulder, keeps them motivated, it keeps them hungry. Baker Mayfield, every single week, this guy does something to just make NFL fans and more specifically Bucs fans rally around this guy. He's one of the most likable players now, and that was not always the case for Baker, but he's really become a respectable player in the NFL.
Speaking of chips on their shoulders, Scott Frost, after the win against North Carolina on Saturday, said he's coaching with a chip on his shoulder. The defense coordinator, Alex Grinch, was fired at USC, playing with a chip on his shoulders. The players, because they were picked last in the Big 12, they're playing with a chip on their shoulders. Listen to Scott Frost.
This is only my 3rd season coaching at UCF, but I've been around Coach Beckton a lot and Travis Fisher a lot, and that kind of seems like the MO for UCF, going a long way back. That little disrespected. We're not Central Florida. We're UCF. People picking us last, not having any confidence in several people on the coaching staff. And like I said, we haven't done anything yet, but I think it fits with what UCF has been for a long time if we play with a little chip.
Play with a little chip, Kravitz. They are playing with the chip on their shoulder.
I like how he adds the pick last thing, which isn't even real. There was no Big 12.
Well, there was a meeting. The Tulsa World did do a meeting.
And UCF wasn't. They interviewed a beat writer from each school, and they were picked last. So it's not inaccurate. It's not inaccurate. And
but it's overblown for motivation. I'm not criticizing Scott. I'm saying that I think he is using that as fuel to his football team.
No question.
As he should.
And
he's the Big 12 wanted to avoid this from happening.
Well, he's fueled too. He's fueled by the Nebraska. Make no mistake about that.
I will say, Mike, I'm not all the way bought into the argument that you were spitting out there last week about if UCF wins this game, Scott Frost
got his mojo back.
It's going to feel like a different Scott Frost right now.
Mm-hmm.
That well, we just heard that there's an edge. There's a cool factor and an edge to Scott Frost, and that was the Scott Frost that's the one that used to coach at UCF. And it's the first time I've heard him really sound like that, have that sort of confident edge about him. So perhaps there's something to it.
Scott Frost also, I asked him a question, does it mean more to beat Bill Belichick? Listen to what he said.
Yeah, I think it does to me personally, and that's no knock on him. That's respect to him for everything he's accomplished. But, he was my position coach and coordinator for 2 years, my first 2 years in the NFL. I know how smart he is and how good a coach he is. This isn't all on him. When you take over a new program in college right now, I did it too. It just takes a while to get the team together, and I feel like we got a little head start on it, getting here a little earlier and maybe getting involved in the portal earlier. It means a lot to me to win for these guys, but I got so much respect and admiration for Coach Belichick, and he's going to get them done. There's just no question.
Also, he's going to get him one question. What about him trying to give Belichick a little leeway there? We got a head start.
Well, you don't kick your dog while he's down. You got to build him back up. That's what a good man does.
That was classy for him to sort of throw Bill Belichick, a little bone. Hey, he got in late,
Well, I mean, think about it, too, from Scott Frost. Even from an ego perspective, does it feel as good if you're Scott Frost? Scott Frost won a game where he coached head-to-head against Bill Belichick. If Bill Belichick doesn't turn back into some form of the old Bill Belichick, that win isn't as special. It's not something that you tell the grandkids about in the same way that you would if Belichick still has it. If Bill Belichick has lost it entirely, that win is less impressive to the overall resume and life and career of Scott Frost. So you, as Frost, you want to believe that you
want North Carolina to be good.
You want to believe that you just dunked on Michael Jordan,
right,
not some old decrepit man. That's what.
Good point. Good point. All right, last one. Mario Cristobal. How about beating them Gators?
I mean, we don't get to play these guys again. This game should be on the schedule every year. It should be. It's a shame that it's not. So we want to make sure that we took advantage of the opportunity. The part that really sticks out for me on the defense, which I didn't even realize till after, was 0 for 13 on third down. I've never been part of an organization to tell the team to that particular statistic. In the first half, I believe they had 21 plays and 40-plus yards of offense. And we had started offensively really good. We got that right, 5, 6, 7 possessions, only 3 points. So I like our progress. That's the best way to state it.
Was he in an airplane hangar?
It's part of the old media operations and Edgar Thompson rips.
I don't think I've ever seen a clip of Mario Cristobal that is just crystal clear. And it's not his fault. There's no clear recording of Mario Cristobal talking anywhere.
I agree. Obviously Florida dropped Miami from the annual schedule all those years ago. You can tell he wants to play these guys every year.
Well, of course. They can't get first down. I would want to play him too.
Plus they're sure of a sellout.
They're 0-13 on third down. I'd be like, come on, let's bring him back.
Plus Miami
next week.
Plus Miami gets a sellout every other year. A rare sellout.
Right? We've almost sold out every game this year. I just want to say that.
I'm sure you have.
Hey, listen, they're going to sell out now.
You have almost sold out every game? Is that true?
Yeah, we sold out Notre Dame. Bethune-Cookman was about to sell out.
Oh, stop it.
I promise you. Look it up.
I'm going to
look it up. I promise.
Oh, you went to Miami?
I am a college dropout. I did not go to Miami.
Yeah, Miami leads the country in almost sellouts. They are number 2 in the nation right now.
They are. They're a hell of a team.
This is my national championship bet. Them and Penn State. Either one of them wins, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. That is the Mike.
Yep, Mike. Almost forgot what the second one
was. Sound off.
All right, Belichick. Go take a nap. Up next, we want to hear from you on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Enter the rage cage. What are you upset about today on this Meltdown Monday? We'll get to that next.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Couple weeks ago, I almost had a meltdown Monday. Labor Day weekend. It's blazing hot outside. My AC decides to call it quits. It just stopped cooling. I'm sweating. I've got guests coming over. I'm thinking, this sucks. This is going to be terrible. So I called Ziegler Air Conditioning, and get this, they had a tech at my doorstep in an hour. Saved my weekend. That's why when it comes to AC, I only trust Ziegler Air Conditioning. Pat Ziegler, Jason, and their team just celebrated their 40th anniversary of keeping Central Florida cool as a cucumber with honest, reliable service. They installed my system, a Carrier system, by the way. They maintain it, and they make sure everything runs efficiently. You won't get any high-pressure upsells from these guys. Unlike other companies that send salespeople along just to sell you a new unit, Ziegler's techs are there to do one thing: fix your problem, not pad their commission. They're also a Carrier and factory authorized dealer, which means exclusive rebates and better deals for you. So don't gamble with your comfort. Call Ziegler Air Conditioning, 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
I'm a beer fanatic, so I don't settle for anything less than the best. And the folks at Hourglass Brewing deliver quality, consistency, everything I'm looking for in a good beer. With that neighborhood charm at their 2 Orlando locations, Hourglass Brewing is a first-class brewery from the same one that cranks out Zoneheads 35 once per year, but more than that. They crank out the hits on the daily. 25-plus Hourglass beers on tap every single day. Stop by for happy hour. $3 I4 iSource citrus lagers from 4 to 6 p.m. They even have wines, seltzers, ciders, something for everybody. Those at the bar get to know their friendly staff. Hourglass is a welcoming watering hole for the entire Orlando community. And they have a location right near downtown Orlando as well. On top of one right around the corner from me in Longwood. This isn't mass-produced. This is craft. Fresh ingredients, local pride, and a taste that you can actually savor. The next time you need to unwind, the extraordinary, raise a glass to Hourglass Brewing.
A disabled vehicle getting cleared up, slowing down traffic on Hiawassee Road northbound at Orange Blossom Trail, and overturned vehicle blocking the right lane. One lane's getting by on Steep Road 429 southbound, Seidel Road. A crash on Bronson Memorial Highway eastbound at Cross Prairie Parkway is causing traffic to pile up. The roadways are getting busy this afternoon. See traffic troubles on the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-6477 from the Traffic Center in James, Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. At Robert Half, they found that 67%
Eagles call
to increase contract talent. That's why their recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management. That thing you don't want to talk about is hotel. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan. If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who will provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC-registered investment advisor. Information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Just because an injury doesn't show up on an x-ray doesn't mean it isn't real. We know doctors that specialize in whiplash, sprains, strains, and tears. They can help us prove your pain is real and fight for your future medical needs. Farah and Farah.
Orlando.
This is the story of the month. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers, all so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who Get it done.
There's a lot.
One of the text lines said DJ Lagway's in a booth after the Miami game.
The largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients.
I don't think so.
Divorce. Divorce affects every part of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you are facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. Miami-Dade County, Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois. CordellCordell.com.
QVC, shopping that surprises and delights. And QVC has partnered with iHeartRadio for this exclusive offer. It's today's special value. Stock up on essentials all season with logo printables by Lori Goldstein. Today's special value is a set of 2 knit tops for $94.98.
Plus, like, thank God.
QVC iHeartRadio special value. Shop now at QVC.com/TSP.
Prime Big Deal Days are happening on October 7th and 8th.
Nice guy guarantees the office is going to get better than
Grab
he's in
that
a
item
walking
you've
boot.
been thinking about. It's Prime Big Deal Days, coming soon, October 7th and
I
8th.
guarantee you, Tramell Jones Jr. will be a better quarterback than I am.
The game, sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The free iHeartRadio app makes your car radio jealous.
Live radio presets, lyrics for songs, and the most podcasts on the planet.
Plus, it all fits in your pocket.
Your car radio can't do that.
Make sure the free iHeartRadio app is on your smartphone now.
The #1 app for radio.
The student coaching game had 60,000 people, the max capacity 65,000.
If you're UCF, you know how important the next 4 years are to win in football? The current media deal for the Big 12 ends in the 2030-31 athletic year. The Big 10's current deal ends in 2029 and 30. And if you're to play out Ohio State president or what others think about, hey, who gets the biggest ratings and maybe we want to look at some super league. If you're UCF, 2025 to establish a new foundation of 26, 27, 28 going into a 29 season. You don't want to be averaging 4 or 5 wins. Because if somebody decides, hey, we're going to do something really funky beginning in 2032 and we're going to pick our X number of teams, you better start being relevant on a national level.
Where are you seeing that DJ Lagway in a walking boot?
Valuable brands of the time. I'm not trying to add more pressure, but that's pressure, man.
Look for it on Twitter.
Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando sports leader.
Carmelo Anthony for the Bail Project.
Bad news, you've been arrested. Good news, you're innocent until proven guilty. If you can pay your bail, good news, you go home and wait your trial. If you can't, sorry, you go to jail to wait. But sure, you still presume innocent. But since you can't afford bail, you've lost your freedom. That's not right. And that's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting the in-cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. The UCF Knights are heard here. Now back to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
The segment brought to you by Burn Pest Control. Those teams doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. They're zapping the bugs on the daily. Keep your home protected with Burn Pest Control. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi sent you by. Get 10% off your initial service at burnpest.com. Breaking news out of Kingsville. I was hopeful, but he was busy over there. Florida quarterback DJ Lagway in a walking boot again after the big loss to the Miami Hurricanes. You look skeptical.
I'm just astounded that, I mean, he comes out with the big guarantee after the Miami game. Like, it starts with me. I'm going to get better. We're going to get this fixed, all of this. And now suddenly he's in a walking boot? If he was hurt, would he have made that guarantee?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's weird.
It is very weird. I love a good, conveniently timed walking boot. I mean, it does seem like, you know, I'm getting so much criticism. Let me just throw this bad boy back on.
Yeah, and again, I hate to even speculate, but I mean, he has all of these endorsements.
This walking boot brought to you by Lamborghini. Drive fast.
I mean, isn't it better for him if everybody thinks, hey, he's been hurt the whole time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
Huh?
I mean,
I don't know. It's just weird. The big guarantee. We're going to get better. It starts with me. We're not going to play around anymore. And then boom, he's in a walking boot. Like, I don't know.
To me, he's played so poorly that even if there's a calf issue like there was in the offseason, does that really explain away the inability to hit a wide receiver 10 yards away from you?
I don't know.
Is that good enough?
I mean, I did say to me, one of the major problems with him is he's supposed to be a dual threat quarterback, and he's not even close.
If this is what a calf injury does to him, I'm afraid the injury isn't the issue. I'm afraid that softness is the issue. I mean, not everybody can beat Patrick Mahomes, but I watched Mahomes beat the Eagles on one leg in the Super Bowl. Injuries shouldn't stop you from being a competitor. And DJ Lagway looks like he's given up.
I don't know. It's just strange to me that this walking boot story comes out, and they do have an off week this week, so maybe it's just him maintaining that calf injury.
That's possible. Yeah. We have UCF Kansas tickets to give away. Hit us up on the Rage Cage on the iHeartRadio Talk Back. Let us know what you're all fired up about, and you can be the winner of UCF Kansas tickets. It's the only way to win them. Better or forget it. Coming up right after this Fox Sports Update.
You have Trajan after Better or Forget It. Also, do you need that Eagles clip here, or is that for Chance or Chunk?
That would be here. I'm not sure we'll get to it, but maybe.
It's ready if you need it.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz is back. Time to see if they're ready to put their money where their mouth is. Let's get into another round of Bet It or Forget It.
My God.
Top of the 5 o'clock hour, the world famous daily segment, Bet It or Forget It, is live now. Brought to you by the worldwide leader in peer-to-peer sports betting, Better Edge. If you're going to win long term, which is very hard to do, you have to find a second outlet where you can compare the best odds and prices that are out there in the market. At Better Edge, you can face your friends, you can face me, you can create company-wide pools. Better Edge is the go-to social betting platform, and you can earn $20 for free just by signing up. Use the promo code PeteBrandon and sign up over at BetterEdge.com. That's Pete Brandon over at BetterEdge.com or on the Better Edge app. We got the breaking news just now that DJ Lagway is back in a walking boot. What does it mean? We'll have to monitor the situation. Florida does have a bye week. This is our breaking news here on Game On this afternoon. All right, Prodigy, hit the music. Let's kick things over. Poodle!
It is time for the wildly popular, critically acclaimed game show Bet It or Forget It. Let's start with the Gators. Billy Napier has steadfastly said, hey, DJ Lagway is our quarterback. I don't care if he's struggling. He's still our quarterback. Bet it or forget it. Billy Napier's loyalty to DJ Lagway is going to cost him his job.
Forget it. Forget about it. Billy Napier is going to cost Billy Napier his job. You can't blame anybody else but himself. Okay. I don't care if you had me at quarterback. You should be able to devise a game plan. You get paid how much? You get paid more than anybody else that is out there on the football field. It is on you to devise a game plan where you are able to at least convert a third down. I mean, this is a waste of money. You'd be better off having a clipboard standing on the sideline as your head coach when this is what you're producing. And Billy Napier is supposed to be in charge of the offense. What happened? They couldn't move the football. It's embarrassing to watch. It's hard to watch. Frankly. I like watching a good football game. I was excited about that game. Miami came to play. The Florida defense came to play. Florida's offense was so unwatchable. This is all on him. DJ Lagway deserves some blame, of course, but if you're talking about the job of Billy Napier, that's on Billy.
Scott Frost admitted after beating North Carolina on Saturday that, hey, beating Belichick was special to him. He says every week how much fun it is to be back at UCF, where he's won 16 straight games as a head coach, by the way. Bet it or forget it. UCF has given Scott Frost his mojo back.
Yeah, bet it. Frosty sounds like Frosty again. He's got that confident edge and swagger about him, and this is why I was so excited when Scott Frost took that job. Felt like I was living in a dream. I never wanted Scott Frost to leave. I was hurt. I felt abandoned when he left Orlando. I was frustrated, and part of the reason I was frustrated was not only for myself, I was frustrated for him because you could see this clear as day that it wasn't going to work out. It worked out exactly the way that I laid it out the day that he left Orlando, and now he's back, and it's where he belongs. It's where I think it's where UCF fans want to be in terms of the type of figurehead they have for this program is exactly what Scott Frost exudes. It's just a perfect marriage. There's no other way to put it. And it's given UCF their swag back. It's given Scott his swag back.
Bet it or forget it. North Carolina fans are already thinking they made a huge mistake by hiring Bill Belichick.
I'm going to say forget it. I know that's an easy thing to say today, but who else do you feel better about than Bill Belichick? Don't you at least want to wrap this
Matt
thing
Brown
up?
was better than this.
Well, Belichick's been coaching there for you talk about actual regular season play. He's been the coach at UNC for a month.
Yeah, but like Scott Frost.
We're already
Not like Scott Frost.
Okay, but Scott Frost
Inherited worse.
and is also familiar with the inner workings of UCF, and there's more familiarity there. And we assume that he inherited worse, but we don't actually know that.
He inherited less NIL money. How about that?
Okay, but NIL money doesn't guarantee you success. That UNC football team, how much am I supposed to blame Belichick that his running backs can't break tackles and his quarterback can't throw the football? Max Johnson's the backup, was clearly better than Hugo Lopez.
He could have went and gotten Taven Jackson.
I would just say that I think for UNC fans, they were so excited to bring in Bill Belichick. You have the GOAT coaching your college football program. I would think that you would at least give that a season before you completely throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Bet it or forget it. Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, was dressed Saturday in a miniskirt, a skimpy top, in knee-high white boots. Bet it or forget it. If she wants to be the first lady of a college program, she needs to dress more conservatively.
Yeah, I'll say bet it. I'm not old school like you are, Mike, but she was dressed like she was hired help. I don't know how else to word this. That's what it looked like. It looked like it came with a price tag is all I can say about the matter. And to be on the sideline parading around looking like you're going clubbing at Cowboys after the game is over, it's just it's a really weird look. I think my favorite meme of all of them, and there are a lot of people who are having fun with this online, was that it was the picture of Jordan Hudson, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
On the sideline talking to Bill Belichick, and it said she's asking him if they can go see Cinderella's castle after the game is over. that one had me in stitches.
Florida State rolls Kent State 62-10, 498 rushing yards, a school record for Florida State. We all know that Gus Malzahn, the former UCF head coach, is the new offensive coordinator at Florida State. FSU now has the #1 ranked offense in the country. Bet it or forget it. FSU is running up the score on these Humpty Dumpty teams because Gus wants to have the top-rated offense in the country to prove how good he is after his embarrassing stint at UCF.
Forget it.
Huh?
Forget about it. I want I want to buy into Florida State. I know I sound negative.
You do.
I want to believe they beat Alabama. That was such an impressive win. The offense looked great. Gus Malzahn called a great game. But a college football season is more than one football game. Remember, Appalachian State beat Michigan one year, okay? Things can happen in 1 week that don't tell the story of an entirety of a season. I need more.
498 rushing
There has
yards.
never, ever been.
They're a machine.
There's never been a bigger chasm between top-level FBS teams and the garbage they're playing than there is now.
They're the 96 Nebraska Cornhuskers running the ball like they're running the ball.
Oh, my God. Name one player on Kent State.
All right, let's jump to the NFL. My Jaguars beat the Texans at home for the first time since 2017. The Texans are 0-3 now. Bet it or forget it. The Texans are done in this division now. Will come down to the Jags and the Colts.
Bet it. 2.4% chance, I think, is what you're rocking with if you start the season 0-3. No team has made it to the playoffs since they expanded the playoffs a couple of years ago, starting 0-3. So they're done. The Houston, and on top of it, they don't look very good.
Their offense.
They're 0-3 for a reason. That team cannot move the football consistently. The Jaguars, I don't believe in them at all. They tried to hand that game to Houston yesterday. Again, Trevor Lawrence with untimely incompletions and
interception.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about Travis Hunter in the next segment because they got to figure that situation out too. I think the Jags have problems. That's not a real 2-1 team. I think they get smacked by San Francisco next week, by the way. Early bet on that one. But yeah, Houston's up.
Speaking of 3-0, the Colts are 3-0. They bury the Titans 41-20. Bet it or forget it. You are starting to believe the prodigy's prediction of last week that Daniel Jones is going to be the league's MVP.
Forget it. Forget about it. He's looked really good, okay? But let's slow down a second. He has throttled the Miami Dolphins and the Tennessee Titans, and they went toe-to-toe and should have lost if a penalty wasn't called on a kick at the end of the game on the Denver Broncos.
Why do you always have to find the negative and everything? Florida State leads the nation in offense.
Because they're not playing real football teams.
Negative? Nelly.
This is reality. I'm living in reality. Daniel Jones has looked awesome. I think Daniel Jones, if they were still giving the award of comeback player of the year to players that used to suck but don't anymore, he'd be a shoo-in for that award. And we said it, Mike. I was a believer in Daniel Jones coming into the season because of his new ecosystem around him. You were as well. We thought that this could happen. It turns out it's looked even better than anybody could have predicted. Jonathan Taylor, if anybody's winning the MVP on that team, it should be Jonathan Taylor. The guy can't be tackled right now.
Wow. Yeah. Tampa Bay Buccaneers win another game on the final drive in the final seconds. Bet it or forget it. The Bucs are winning games they should probably lose. These miracle finishes cannot last, and the Bucs will soon come back down to earth.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say bet it just because they kind of have to. You can't play with fire like this in the NFL. You're eventually going to get caught. They have the Eagles coming up. They have the Seahawks, 49ers, Lions. They're not going unbeaten through that stretch. That is as close to a murderer's row as it gets in the NFL. But I will say I am not a seller on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe in what they've been doing. I am impressed with the wins that they've put together, how they've done it. And we talked about this last week. I think I would be more skeptical on them if they were 100% healthy and they were just barely getting by in these games. This is a battered and beaten Bucs team that is finding ways to win in a league that it's difficult to find ways to win.
Well, did Mike Evans get hurt yesterday?
Mike Evans got hurt. They're down him. They haven't gotten Godwin back. They're down Tristan Wirfs. They lost their guard, Luke Gedeke, in the last game also. They are all battered and beaten, and just finding ways to win right now is impressive.
Real quick, bet it or forget it. You mentioned the Eagles are coming up. The only team luckier than the Bucs is the Eagles.
I'm going to say editorial response from the Eagles, man. No, I would say forget it. Forget about The Eagles.
Did you see how they won yesterday?
The block kick. That's not luck.
Block kick return for a touchdown. The second consecutive block kick. Block field goal.
That's not luck. That's execution. That's good specialty.
No, if you rewatch that last play, the long snapper didn't touch a single person. Jordan David just ran straight through.
And plus, the kicker for the Rams is kicking it right up his lineman's butts. For crying out loud. I have a little trajectory on your kick.
All you have to do to beat Philadelphia is get the ball into the end zone. They can't throw, and nobody can do it. They're out toughing everybody else. I'm impressed with Philadelphia for what they've been able to do to this point. But you could make the case that the Fraud Bowl is on Sunday between them and the Buccaneers. You could make the case if you wanted to.
And that is get it or forget it.
Still to come, champs and chumps. We have a lot to hand out. Dabo Sweeney, I'm coming for you. Next.
Orlando Pride, I'm coming for you.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
2 minutes left